ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम नमो भगवते रमणाय। सप्रत्ययाः किन्नु विहाय सन्तम् हृद्येष चिन्तारहितो हृदाख्यः। कथं स्मरामस्तममेयमेकम् तस्य स्मृतिस्तत्र दृढैव निष्ठा। So Sat or Sun, Sun Pumlinga, Atma Sun, Brahma Sat. Okay. Where is this Sat? Everywhere. Sat is the presence. It is everywhere. In fact, when you say everywhere, that space, everywhere is a spatial term, you know. That is Sat. And you say, when you say always, when it is always, the always is a time term, and that time itself is Sat. Space is Sat, time is Sat. So, and the so-called object, when you say object, it is a Nama and Rupa. Nama Rupa is called object. Nama Rupa is not real. Nama Rupa is a projection of the mind. And hence, it is what all objects you call, there are many, objects are many and separate. The fact is, they are neither many nor separate. Both are one and the same. When you say many, it means separate. When you say separate, it means many. So, it is neither, they are neither many nor separate. It is all one Sat. And it is the mind which divides. It is the nature of the mind to divide. Therefore, everywhere is Sat, always is Sat, everything is Sat. Okay? This is the meaning of Vishnu. You see, the conditioning, there is such a deep-seated conditioning in the minds of the people, such a deep-seated conditioning. Now you have to teach Vedanta by overcoming so much of conditioning. It is very difficult. So in the last few centuries, the Dvaita people, and particularly the religious heads, and the organized religion has put such a misinformation into the minds of the people that you find it difficult to overcome all of that. So the word Vishnu, as it is understood in Veda mantras, it came from Veda mantras. Vishnu, Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sada Pashyanti Soraya Diviva Chakshuratatam. So it is everywhere and it is always Sada Pashyanti. So Diviva Chakshuhu Atatam, like in space. Divi is space. Chakshuhu is light. Atatam, all pervading. That is the Vishnu. Now I always feel, you see, suppose you take electricity. Where is electricity? It is everywhere. Electricity, don't think that is only in wires and tubes, it is there. Electricity is everywhere. You do like this, there is electricity, static electricity. Electricity is everywhere. But suppose you convert this electricity into a gentleman. That is a patriarchal society. Why not a woman? Then there is somebody who says woman also. So in Telugu, we add a suffix do. So do, if you add, that becomes a male. So electricity do. Now where is electricity do? He is an electricity loka. So how does he look like? So there are these artists are there, you know. They don't have anything better than this. They put on something else. And now some acharya, he brings a religion around it. Now I have to come and teach. This is my prarabdha is like that. Therefore that Sat is Vishnu, all pervading. Vishnu means all pervading. What is all pervading? I told you, everywhere is Sat, always is Sat, everything is Sat. Desha, Kala, Vastu, everything is Sat. That is the presence. Under that Sat, if it is everywhere, where should I contemplate? Suppose I want to contemplate. You see, it is everywhere is one thing, but it is nearest to me. The Upanishad, you know. There is a rule. I say it quite often. So, you start near to go far. You start far to go nowhere. Okay? You start with Vishnu in Vaikuntha. So I met a Mahatma, a Swami. So he said Vaikuntha Narayana. Then I said, why not Narayana? Why do you want to put Vaikuntha Narayana? He said, Narayana is only in Vaikuntha. Don't you know that? I said, no, I don't know. Because Narayana is not my maternal uncle or paternal uncle to know so much about him. I don't know. You must be knowing. I don't know. You now know. Okay, I know. You tell me. He is always in Vaikuntha. Then I asked Ramakrishna, no, they are not Narayana. Ramakrishna, a small part of Narayana came here. The full Narayana is there only. Like that he goes on. He builds a scheme around it and writes poems and sentences and makes a book and publishes it. Now it is sacrosanct, you cannot question it. So, that is what I mean when you say start far. When you start far, you go nowhere. So don't start far. Vaikuntha Narayana, don't start like that. Unless you understand clearly, the Vaikuntha is here. This is the Vaikuntha. Hridi Eshaha. Near Upanishad. This is Upanishad. Upanayanam, Upasadanam, Upanishad. Hridi Eshaha. You should be very clear about these things. You are a student of Vedanta, I suppose so. This is my supposition, and I prove to be wrong quite often. You are a student of Vedanta. You are not a Karmakandi person. You are a student of Vedanta. For you, Hridi Esha. Everywhere we said it, you know. Everywhere we said. Everywhere but here. You need not even say but. For me, here. Hridi Esha. Not here. Here. Not here. I am Atma Brahma, no. I am Atma Brahma, no. I am Atma Brahma. Hrite. Hrite. Okay? Hrite is Prathama and Hridi is Saptami. That's why I said Hrite. Okay? Hridi is Saptami. In the heart. Even the word heart, you see, look at these words, they are all the same. Like Hari, Hari, Hara, Yela. Those who know a little Vyakaranam can easily understand that these pratyayas, they are called krut pratyayas, they change. And they are all, there is a general rule, all krut pratyayas are vikalpa. All of them, Vasarupo, Striyam, they are all vikalpa. Means optional. You may do this, you may do that, you may do something else. So you get many forms. Now I am giving you the forms. Hari, Hara, Hrim, then be prepared. Rahim, वो hand राग उल्टा हो गया. That is Rahim, and then Hrit, 5. All are same. Ramana Maharshi used to call Ishvara as a Hridayam. This Hridayam is another interesting expression. It came from Chandogya, Ashtamadhyaya. What is called the Hara Vidya. Hrudi ayam. That is the nirukti, not vyakarana. According to vyakarana, Hrudi ayam samasa will not be there. Okay, and even if you cannot do samasa like that. So with sarvanamas, samasas cannot be done like that. But in nirukti, we can do anything. Therefore, Hrudi ayam. What is this ayam? Ayam atma brahma. Ayam atma brahma. This atma, the innermost self, which is the brahma, that is the ayam. Ayam atma brahma. This is called abhinaya. Abhinaya means in dance they do that, that is the abhinaya. So ayam atma brahma. This atma is the brahma. And that is the ayam. That brahma, which is called ayam. Why brahma is called ayam? Because it is atma. Ayam is pumlinga. Ayam atma, which is none other than idam brahma. Okay? Ayam atma, that ayam, where is this ayam, which is brahma? In the heart. Hridi ayam. Hradayam, that is the nirukti, etymological meaning. Therefore, you should understand once for all, without any reservations and hesitations and doubts and all that, that the one, the reality, Sat, the real, which is the origin of this entire universe, Jagat Karanam, that abides here. It is here. The infinite is in this finite. Now, immediately, a little mathematical understanding, you can question, how can there be infinite in the finite? Infinite cannot be embedded in the finite, How can you say the infinite in the finite? It is a contradiction. True, it's a contradiction, but that is made possible by what is called Maya. Without Maya, you cannot handle anything. Maya is the fact of life. Maya is not some philosophical surmise or guess. It is the fact of life. You see, you seek happiness and you end up with sorrow. Why? Maya. Okay? We want to live, but we fall dead. Why? Maya. Somebody wants to die, but he doesn't die, he lives. Maya. Somebody wants to become sannyasi, but he never becomes sannyasi, he remains grihastha only. Maya. Somebody is struggling with the sannyasa. Why I became sannyasi? It is all Maya. All contradictions and paradoxes of life can be explained only by one word, Maya. That Maya, aghatita ghatana patiyasi, it makes the impossible possible. And that is how infinite is embedded in the finite. Hridyesha, this Paramatma is here, not here. That's why Chinta Rahitaha. Chinta is here. All Chinta is here. You see, we are born as heart people. All children are heart people, including Ravanasura as a child. We are all heart people. But as we grow, we become head people. Head is language, thoughts. Language is nama, thought is rupa. They are all in the head. Namarupa. Namarupa is in the head. Vastu is in the heart. That's why when we say dismiss Namarupa, the idea is to move from head to the heart. They talk of, our yoga friends talk of moving from navel to heart, heart to throat, throat to eyebrows to head. They talk of upward movement, whereas Ramana Maharshi used to talk of downward movement, from head to heart. You need not move from heart to head, enough is enough. You move from head to heart. Head, you don't be a head person, be a heart person. Shall I give you an example? A person, he was given 4 or 5 photographs. He is a prospective bridegroom. He is given 4 or 5 photographs and looks at them. and height, etc. He just estimates in his mind, and then picks up one. And then a horoscope specialist compares the horoscopes, and finally he picks up 2, 3, and the horoscope guy zeroes in on one, and then he goes and marries that lady. This is all head marriage. Okay. A young man sees a young lady somewhere on the beach or somewhere and falls in love. Right away he falls in love. Okay, now the parents say, no, you cannot. He said, why not? He is the heart guy. That is the difference. The head people can never ever understand. They ask, how come you marry her? Because they are thinking through the head. They cannot understand. They cannot understand. He knows, like Dushyanta knows that he has to marry Shakuntala. He has no doubts about it. Therefore, so this is the difference between the head and the heart. In the religion, the way it is practiced by the masses, what masses? Masses don't think, you know. The gurus train them, the gurus guide them. So it is all the God of the head. God of the head, not God of the heart. So by doing this puja, you will get this desire fulfilled. That puja eliminates that fear. For this desire, this puja, a bigger puja will give you better benefit. Is that head or heart, you tell me? It is all head. There is no heart in it. You should come down to the heart. Now it is not easy to explain also. It is the experience of the Mahatmas. Hayamatma Brahma, Hridyeshaha. Hrit. So, Hrid means Harati iti Hrid. Harati Dukkham iti Hrid. Harati Shokam. Harati Ajnanam. That which eliminates suffering, sorrow, ignorance. That is the Hrid. Meaning, you sit and go on thinking and thinking and thinking. That is what people do. They go for a walk and go on thinking and thinking and thinking and come back with a lousy mood. After a nice walk, they come back with a lousy mood because of thinking and thinking. People think too much. On the whole, they think too much. And Mahatma used to say, when there is too much thinking, the quality of thinking badly suffers. There is no value. It is all worthless thinking. Thinking and thinking and thinking. It has become a disease. Hyperactivity of the mind is a disease. You need to consult a specialist, I tell you. Hyperactivity of the mind. For example, when you sit here and listen to a class, you look at your mind, unbeknownst to you, your mind is moving slowly. You did not make any effort. That is the beauty of Shravanam. You don't make any effort. You don't deliberate or plan or any such thing. It happens. You see, whatever happens is God. Whatever you plan is samsara. Really. Therefore, when the mind is hyperactive, it's a disease, and you have to find a way to make it calm and come to a Vedanta class. Some quality class you should come. Again, you go to a class, they substitute they put a few more superstitions into your mind. Then you end up more afraid than earlier. It should not be like that. Therefore, the point is the movement of the mind. That mind moving, that excessive movement is a problem. And you have to understand some of these things. You have to understand like you see things in a daylight. Like you look at your palm in daylight. Like that you have to understand. What is that? the thought process, it breeds sorrow and fear. Means the less you think, the less sorrowful you are. So the quality of thinking improves. Therefore you have to address this issue of the mind. And people, they have fragmentary thinking. This is a problem. Fragmentary thinking. Now, meaning, suppose you have health issues. You consider health issues are separate from head issues. Head means mind issues. Whereas they are intricately connected. You have a health issue only because your thought process is messed up. You hate somebody, suppose you hate somebody. God forbid, don't do that. But suppose you hate somebody, there is that hatred, some people have it. They hate and they justify the hate. I have every reason to hate this guy, like that they justify. That hatred, it gives extra energy to malignant cells which are already there in the body. Every body has malignant cells, a couple of million of them. There are 1 trillion cells in the body, 0.1% malignant cells, not 0.1%, that is a big percentage. 0.0001% malignant cells are there. They are all flowing up and down. Everything is flowing up and down inside, blood is flowing. And therefore, these cells are flowing up and down. And they are not allowed to settle anywhere. No organ wants them. They are flowing up and down. And now they remain weak and dominated by the healthy cells. Whereas when you start hating somebody, these malignant cells gain some strength. They start multiplying and they will find a location also. Therefore, the physical health and the mental health are intricately connected. Therefore, you have to address the mind. So don't hate anybody. Even if the worst enemy, you bless him. Love thy enemy is the best secret of good health. Love thy enemy means there is no enemy. There is no enemy. Otherwise, how can you love an enemy? Love thy enemy means there is no enemy. You forgive others for their transgressions so that God will forgive me for my transgressions. So like that, be loving. When you do that, when your mind becomes purer and purer, then it becomes calmer and calmer. This is another connection. An impure mind is hyperactive. A pure mind is calm. Because a pure mind doesn't have much to marvel over. Whereas an impure mind is like a disturbed beehive. It has so many thoughts going at the same time. Therefore, you have to address all these issues. There are quite a few issues are there. One, you need to find the Sat. You don't have an option there. There is no choice. You should discover Sat in life. Sat means truth, the real. You should discover. It is not optional. If you don't discover the real in your life, suppose you are too busy with the many other things, that you don't have energy or time or inclination or aptitude to discover the truth. Suppose, either you postpone it or you ignore it. Many people do that. You know what will happen? You will be consumed by meaningless desires and fears and the actions that they engender. Your life will be wasted, I tell you. So don't do that mistake. You should discover the truth. And that is number one. Number two, where is this truth? Near. Hridyesha. It is here. You should be very clear about these things. No dilly-dallying about the very firm conviction, not conviction, firm understanding. Hridyesha. Stop searching for God outside. You don't need to search for God outside. So, idam tirtham iti bhramyanti tamasajana. So, Sutta Samhita, very standard texts, So, this is God here, this God, that God. You are just, you are not doing anything great. So, hrudyesha. Then, how to discover? You have to discover. In fact, I tell you, God is shining here in spite of you. Really, ever shining in spite of you. That's why in sleep you merge in God. There is sleep in your life. That is God only. In sleep you merge in Sati. Sati sampadhyante. Aharaha Sati sampadhyante. Every day after day, they merge in the Sat, in that Sat. You merge here. In the waking state, you are here, the right eye, looking everywhere and thinking. And in the dream, you are here, just some model. And in the sleep, deep sleep, you are here. And you are already merged in the God. Hrudyesha. So God is here. Sit upright. Don't sit like this. If you sit like that, that is the yes. If I sit like this, that is the yes. Yes. Can you see the yes? You should not see yes. You should see J. J sitting, not yes sitting. Okay? Sit, not when you are taking the class, but in meditation. So you sit upright, you need to sit upright. That is important. Close the eyes slightly. These are some of the basic things. So that the samsara is out now. By doing just this much, the samsara is out. That is the power you have at your command, if only you use it. And therefore you sit like this, and then all the thoughts come to an end, and abide in the heart. And you in the heart. So here is God. What is God? That pure being. Here, being. You don't rationalize too much. Rationalization, too much of rationalization takes you nowhere. Ends up in too much of verbalization, too much of rationalization. So the mind and the Namarupa take over. Therefore, God is here. That's enough. And you stay with that as the fact, and you discover that God here. You only have to discover. And you need not even discover, you need not discover. It discovers itself. It comes into its soul. It is sitting there and it comes into its soul. Like that. Therefore, hrudyeshaha. Only chintarahitaha hrudakhyaha. The name given to God is Hrit. Hrit is the name given. Because harati dukkham, when you abide here. On the other hand, if you don't abide here, where will you abide? What is the option? What is the alternative? You will abide here. And once you abide here, means the thought process, the machine is running, and it breeds sorrow. Mind breeds sorrow. Nothing else gives you sorrow, only your mind. The inner tormentor sitting here, it gives you sorrow, it gives you fear, it makes you disturbed, it makes you uneasy, it makes you anxious, anxiety, it makes you all that. Okay, so hrudyesha. And that Ishvara is here. You see, the religion, suppose you have to ask these questions. The religion, you are following a religion. You have to ask, the religion that I follow, does it make me frightened, or does it make me quietened or calm and quiet? You have to ask that question. Generally, the religious people, I mean the popular religion I am saying, they are very frightened people, I tell you. Very frightened. They are constantly afraid that they will be defiled. His purity is so vulnerable, so he is ever afraid that he will be defiled. Who will defile me? You can defile the body by throwing some mud upon it. You cannot defile myself. How can you defile? Atma Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhavaha. So they are ever afraid that they will be defiled. And they are afraid of ashaucham, some kind of superstition. Somebody put it in place. Always afraid that I am impure. I am impure. I will become impure. I am impure. I will become impure. And then I am papa, sin. I think this they borrowed from Abrahamic faiths. Amrutasya putraha. That is what Shruti says. Shruti never says papa. The word papa, you don't hear in Shruti. You hear papma. Papma means both punya and papam. Also it means dukkham. Papa is some smruti or some Puranic expression. Nothing wrong with the expression. But that expression has become the bread and butter of the religionist. So constantly worried about Papa. And then you remember God, always you remember God with a shudder. Oh God. Shudder, a little trembling. That is, you have to change your attitude towards God. God is your best friend. Sakha. Bhaktos mein sakha cheti. So God is there not to make you frightened. God is there in your heart to make you happy and fearless. Fearlessness is godliness. Desirelessness is godliness. People think that desire is good. Desire is great. There is nothing good or great about desire. Desire is very demeaning, debasing. Desire covers up your swarupa. It makes you a beggar at the door of the useless, worthless, unreal world. That is what the desire is. Desirelessness is godliness. Therefore, the religion, in true religion, it doesn't make you wanting and afraid. That is not true religion. The religion which makes you wanting and afraid, what kind of religion it is? We are already wanting and afraid and go to the religion and continue to be the same, if not more. You are not following the right kind of religion. The religion should make you full, fearless. Fearless. That is the meaning of Harat. Harat. Harati shokam. Harati dukkham. Harati bhayam. Harati ajnanam. It is Harat. Also Haraha. Also Harihi. Also Hrim. Also Rahim. The same meaning. Therefore, that is the way you should approach God. Samsara is hostile to us. Samsara makes us unhappy. And God also makes us afraid. Then where will you go? God is waiting for you to come and embrace Him. Knock. The door will be opened unto you. Seek. It will be given unto you. So, therefore, that Hrit, Bhagavan is here. All my suffering, Bhagavan will take care. It is coming again in the next verse. Therefore, Hrudakhya, Hrudyesha, Hrudakhya. Hrit. Okay. Now, don't go too much into the details. Don't try to rationalize too much. We notice it. So whether it is left or right or whatever, it is obviously left, you know. It is obviously left. So you need not have any doubt about it. But then We are not talking of that physical heart only. It is included. When you say Hrit, physical heart included. Because the infinite is reflecting in the finite. The sentient or the sentience, Chaitanyam, is reflecting in the Jada. Therefore include physical heart. But then make it the center of the heart. Make it center. When you say center, that includes the left as well as the right and as well as the center. You say, I am Atma Brahma. You need not say, I am Atma Brahma. Not I am Atma. Simply, I am Atma. So center. Don't go into this topic, it can never end. Okay? Don't go into all that. That becomes a distraction, unnecessary. It is here, I am Atma. Hridyesha. Ishvara is here. So, why do you live here? Don't live here. Live here. And try. You need not do anything more than that. Just move from here to here. Suppose you find some unhappiness in the mind. Everybody feels unhappy. Nobody is an exception. You find some unhappiness in the mind. Then you address the mind. Oh mind, why are you suffering like this? Why are you suffering like this? Oh mind, why not contemplate upon that Ishvara who is in the heart? You say that to yourself. Immediately in saying so, you move from the head to the heart. Because head is the world. Head is the world. Why do you want to run into the world? So, you see, here is head, there is world, and from the head, the mind goes into the world. That is one description. I'll go along with it. But shall I give you a better description than that? Here is the head, and head is the world. There is no other world. Your conception of the world is the world. Therefore, between these 2 points, a few cubits of area, that is where the world is. And you are roaming in that world. You are roaming. Bhadak rahe hai. You are roaming in that world. Think about it. You are not doing any good for yourself. Don't do that. Don't dwell so much upon that. Suppose Swami, that person is saying this about you. Then, yeah, it's okay, let him say, God bless him. And God bless him, let him say that. Ishvara, so from the head you move here. Or, oh, is that what he is saying? Now why should he say that? He is not supposed to say that about me. He is supposed to respect me. I am elder to him. And I know better that his Sanskrit is questionable Sanskrit. I will make him stand here. I have a very poor respect for those who don't know proper Sanskrit. Questionable Sanskrit, doesn't know the verse. I give one verse, you explain it to me. You do Anvaya, I will say. You come and talk about me. This is the head. This is how the head operates. You go into the world. This is how you go into the world. Don't go into the world. Just ignore the world. Kya rakha hai duniya mein? Leave it. And abide here. From the head you come to the heart. Chintarahitaha. So you have to address the mind. You see, people are interested very much in chit-chatting with others. You stop it. You chit-chat with the mind. You address the mind. Oh Mana, like that. All Mahatmas have done that. One Mahatma said, Febuary Ramarasam. Oh Mana, oh mind, you enjoy Bhagavan here. Don't go after the things of the world. Like that, they advise the mind. The mind addressing the mind, But still, it works. That's why. Therefore, we have to, instead of talking with others, we need to work with our own minds. We should look at the mind. We should look at ourselves. We should be with ourselves. We have to search within and we have to address our minds. You can say, oh foolish mind, you are misbehaving in this particular area which is wrong on your part. For example, hatred. You are making a mistake, oh foolish mind. Don't indulge in this. So enmity, ill will, all this you are making a mistake, oh mind. Why don't you change your ways? So now slowly, when you address the mind like this, slowly you will find a new dimension to your personality, in which instead of dwelling here, you started dwelling here. This change should come. As I was telling you, as children, we were heart people. Then as we have grown up, so we learn a language, nama, rupa. Every nama is associated with rupa. So we grow into nama rupa. Children don't have nama rupa. Child doesn't even have the name amma, mother, ma, even that name the child doesn't have. But from mother, father, like that, the child grows into a world of nama rupas. What you call the world, it is a verbal world. It is verbal, linguistic and conceptual. That is the world. The world is not existential. It is merely linguistic and observational, rupa, but not existential. Existential is sat, which is here. Therefore, you tell your mind why you want to go into this world. So we as children, we were heart people. Then we grow into the head. We learn all ways of the world, all language, and then languages. You see, people, they flaunt. He knows 5 languages. He knows 8 languages. A Vedantini is not impressed. Really, I am telling you. Outwardly we don't say, oh, is it? No. We say like that. But I am not impressed. Because all verbal, all mithya. It is like I have seen 20 movies. He has seen 40 movies. He has seen 70 movies. Like that. It is all verbal. It is all a head thing it is. Therefore, so slowly your personality will acquire a new dimension of dwelling in the heart instead of dwelling in the head. And then the discovery happens. In the heart, the discovery happens. So those who discover truths in their hearts, they are called rishis. The Upanishads, etc., are like that. That's why these biographies, the biography, you see, you read the biography of Vivekananda, some details will be given. But if you read the teachings of Vivekananda, now you are communing with the heart, not with the body and its movements. People pay attention to silly things, biography. It is like writing a poem on the flow of water. Anyway, therefore, you discover it, you discover in your heart the truth. So when you are joyous, the joy is recognized and it is experienced in your heart. And your heart is the center of the cosmos. That is what it is. It is the center of the cosmos, because what you call cosmos is presence, the presence, the sat, not jada sat. Jada sat is the satta samanya of the Nayayikas. They have dismissed it. So it is the sat, which is the chetana sat, satchit. So that is here. Satchit is here. You experience Sat as Chit only here. Nowhere else you can experience Sat as Chit. Ghata is only Sat, whereas Ghata Jnanam is here, Sat as Chit. And that's why we say Ghata doesn't have an existence without Ghata Jnana. Vedantins do not accept a thing without its consciousness, without its knowledge. They don't accept it. That's why it is a knowledge, Jnanam. It is not just a Satyam, it is Jnanam. Anyway, therefore, so all this way you have to address the mind. So when you address the mind, you become aware of the movements of the mind. Thereby, you get a command, a leverage over the mind. Therefore, you have to move from the head to heart. So this I was saying again and again, as children we were in the heart, but as we grow, we come to the head. Now, there is a reverse journey you have to undertake. This is called a spiritual journey. Spiritual journey is a reverse journey. It is not a forward journey, it is a reverse journey. So from the head, you have to undertake a journey to the heart. Means that innocency which you had as a child, and then you lost and became very manipulative, cunning, crafty, etc. And so all those qualities you have to lose. You have to lose all those qualities of the head. Suppose you ask, suppose if I lose all those qualities, I will lose my property. That is the cunning, I tell you. That is the cunning. There is nothing to lose in this world. There is nothing to lose. There must be something to lose, There must be something worthwhile. Then the question of losing or gaining comes. You gain nothing, you lose nothing. You believe that you have gained a lot, and therefore you are afraid that you may lose all that. The fact is, you never gained anything, and you need not be afraid of losing anything, because you are not going to lose anything. We have an expression in Telugu, పోయేది ఏమీ లేదు. Means there is nothing that is likely to be lost. There is nothing, because you do not own anything. People should be simple and single. Simple and single. Simple and single. Not complex. Simple and single. That reverse journey. This reverse journey is called spiritual journey. And that's why the poet said, child is the father of the man. That is what the poet means. And he said, child is the father of the man. Oh man, understand, child is your father. So go back to the childhood, not childish. Okay, go childlike, not childish. Go back to that innocency, which is so natural to the child. Become innocent. No, if I am innocent, others will exploit. Let them exploit. When they are exploiting, you can enjoy all that. They are exploiting.